The BBK 80mm throttle body you see here today will be for any 04 to 10 5.4 liter F150 owner who might be looking to pick up a better throttle response, a better engine sound under the hood, more aggressive sounding, as well as some horsepower and torque upgrades at the wheels. So in this video, of course, I'll be going over the functionality and benefits of adding an 80mm throttle body to your previously modded 5.4 liter F150. Now on top of that, we'll talk about the materials and construction as well as the installation, which I'll let you know up front will require you to move some parts over from your factory throttle body to the BBK option, but overall it'll still keep a 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter. Now, contrary to popular belief, a throttle body is honestly not the best first mod, so you'll want to spend some time investing on the basic bolt-ons before you move up to this. However, if you actually already have some bolt-on mods on your motor and you're looking to reap the benefits of an added airflow or a bigger airflow to your manifold, then this is honestly going to be a pretty good upgrade. Now, the reason I say that is because if you don't already have those power adders on your motor, then upgrading to a bigger throttle body will just pull more air in when it isn't necessary and cause your engine to bog down. Now, I'll go over that a little bit more in this video, but just to leave you up front here to let you know that if you are looking to pick up a better airflow, you want to have some other bolt-on mods in place to really maximize the potential. Now, we all know the engine's power is primarily based off of the air induction, and the throttle body plays a massive part in that role. Now, the stock 70mm up to the 75mm options do a decent job bringing in power, which is what you get for stock numbers on the 5.4 Triton. Now, adding bigger airflow to that without increasing the power or the bolt-on mods that bring in more power, you're honestly just going to do your engine a little bit of harm in the sense that it's going to decrease the engine's capability because there's too much air and not enough power output. That's a huge factor in the role that the bolt-on mods can actually do, because once you have bolt-on mods that are adding a little bit of power, you can start to increase the airflow from the 75mm to the 80mm we have here from BBK. So once you have all the modifications necessary to actually reap the benefits of an 80mm throttle body, what you can expect is a pretty good gain in throttle response at the pedal and of course off the line. In that sense, you also get a better engine sound, something a bit more attractive under the hood with a little bit of a growl, maybe even a whistle. And then as far as horsepower and torque, you don't want to expect the world of difference. Expect some single-digit gains at best, even with a tune, which in this case is not required. Just a quick note I want to add on top of that: if you're running any kind of forced induction setup, a supercharger or a turbo, then you know you are essentially just shoveling air into your manifold, in which case opening up a bigger passageway to the manifold with a bigger throttle body like the 80mm would be a perfect solution to give you some more power at the wheels. Now, because of that massive gain in airflow you're pushing in with the turbo or supercharger, opening up the passageway is very beneficial in that case. Nothing too crazy or insane to talk about as far as materials and construction goes, but just for your information, you're looking at a high quality 356 aluminum, something that is actually just OEM quality materials. You can expect this from the factory, so you know the durability of the factory option can be the same expected from the BBK. Now, I did mention earlier you will be required to move some materials from your stock throttle body over to the BBK option. That includes the motor, TPS sensor, things of that nature. I'll touch on that when we get to the installation. Overall, not too hard of a job. Again, we'll talk about that later. Now, on top of that, it does include OEM die stamped linkages, throttle response cables, everything that you would need to get the job done is included in this. So it is a pretty high quality material, just as your OEM option would be as well. As far as the pricing goes, if you are interested in the 80mm option from BBK, you're looking at spending about $300. It's a bit of a steep price tag for a throttle body, which is why, again, I want to stress, if you don't have those bolt-on mods in place, this is not going to be a worthwhile mod for you just yet. Make sure you take care of the simple cold air intake manifold, exhaust, maybe long tubes, something along those lines, and then you can start tackling the throttle body. Again, as I mentioned before, the installation is extremely straightforward. You'll be moving over your TPS sensor, the motor, things of that nature, from the stock option over to the 80mm. Now, that's honestly not too hard at all. It's a pretty much direct bolt-on. And then as far as the cables, it's just a matter of unplugging, plugging in, just swapping the cables over. Very simple stuff. As far as the install job with hand tools go, you'll want to have a ratchet and simple socket set on deck, as well as a Phillips head screwdriver, and I'd say about an hour's worth of time at the absolute maximum, which is why I'd give it a 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter. Now, to physically get the job done, some people might find it easier just to unbolt and remove the entire cold air intake or stock air box from the stock throttle body. In my personal opinion, I think you'll save yourself some time just unclamping it from the throttle body and kind of just pushing it down out of the way. Just to save you some time, you won't have to unbolt every single piece. From there, it's a matter of just unplugging and using your hand tools to dismantle the TPS sensor module from the side of the stock throttle body. That will simply move over to the 80mm the exact same way you took it off from the factory option. Getting the OEM option off of the manifold is just a matter of 4 bolts, as you'll see in each corner. Removing those, extremely simple, and then of course just swap in the 80mm once the TPS sensor and the motor housing is attached to it. Now from there, it's just a matter of reconnecting all the cables, clamping up again your cold air intake or stock air box, and of course you're good to go. Overall, again, an hour at the absolute most and a 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter. Just to wrap this one up, if you're the owner of an 04 to 10 5.4 liter Triton F150, you might be looking to increase your throttle response, of course, get a better airflow to the manifold to accompany your bolt-on mods, while also getting a better engine sound and of course gaining some single-digit horsepower and torque ratings at the wheels. If that sounds like something you're interested in, check out the BBK 80mm Throttle Body, which of course can be found right here at AmericanMuscle.com.